Okay, we are here in Boca Raton on the crowdfinance red carpet with Dave Weild, who is a legend in the industry. He's a former vice chairman of NASDAQ and the current chairman of IssueWorks. And he's going to talk a little bit about what's happening in the regulatory community as well as what IssueWorks is up to. And I see that you're doing a lot of work in really helping enhance deal distribution for some traditional investment banks.
Yeah, we're actually, I think, using technology and an alternative sort of distribution and marketing approach. I mean, we really figured out that the collapse in the IPO market was because stocks were not being properly placed. So we're helping to correct that. We think we can double demand on just about any equity offering right now. And so we're finding a lot of the investment banks are actually beginning to bring us into deals or talking to us about bringing us into deals where they're capacity constrained, where they want to get into a new industry verticals, a whole range of applications, overnight equity offerings. But we're also we're looking at some smaller IPOs now too. So we're feeling pretty good about the direction that we're going. I mean, ultimately, we want to create a platform that sort of revolutionizes the way securities are distributed so that we can get America really back into business. We think that we should be doing 900 IPOs a year instead of the 150 or so that we've averaged since the dot-com bubble burst back in 2000. So if we did that, that would add 10 million jobs to the U.S. economy.
Do you think we're going to see a lot more once Reg A is implemented?
Well, I think that, I like to say, people call me the father of the Jobs Act, but I think that really what we contributed was we changed the whole discussion and we put a sharp point on the problems. We were the ones that actually demonstrated, documented, discovered that we'd gone from 9,000 publicly listed companies in this country down to 5,000, that the small IPO, which used to represent 80% of all IPOs, had dropped to 20%. So it's sort of, Armageddon, if you will, for entrepreneurship in this country. And now, I don't know if there was a paper that was written recently by Robert Lighton, who's the economist, published some data at the Brookings Institute and then published a paper for Foreign Affairs. And he found that now we've gone from 14% of all companies in this country used to be startups back in 1980, 14%. Down to 8%. So it's more of a continuation of the same. We sort of lost our entrepreneurial chops, which of course is really detrimental to the economy. So we're trying to reverse that. And I think the thing that I'm just overjoyed at, we wrote an op-ed for the Wall Street Journal back in 2011 about the small IPO, bringing back the small IPO. And in that, we actually said that the right solution was to create, no more one-size-fits-all stock markets. Let's create small cap exchanges. And so now, in Washington, all of a sudden, there's a lot of interest in this idea they're calling venture exchanges. That's our idea. And, it was picked up by Commissioner Gallagher, Mary Jo White, who's the chair of the SEC, recently mentioned it. I'm speaking at the SEC Advisory Committee on Small and Emerging Companies next week. I understand that the Senate's actually going to hold hearings on the idea in a couple of weeks, and I'm meeting with the National Venture Capital Association. So it's really starting to take on a life of its own. I couldn't be more excited. I mean, for what we're doing with IssueWorks, we're starting to see a lot of business come in the door, and then what we're seeing go on in Washington, I mean, people are finally getting it.
That's great, Dave. We're really excited to see the keynote tonight.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Thanks. You too.